Well, this morning, victims of violent crime here in New York City will have their voices heard at a House Judiciary Committee hearing highlighting DA Alvin Bragg and his far-left criminal justice agenda.
Victims will include star witness Jose Alba, the former bodega worker. Remember that? He was charged with murder after stabbing a career criminal in self-defense at his store last summer. He ended up having to leave.
GOP Congressman Jim Jordan chairs the House Judiciary Committee, and he is running this hearing, so he's got a busy day ahead of him, but he joins us now.
Good to be
Mr.
with you.
Chairman, thanks for being here.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Talk to me about what you're anticipating in this hearing today.
Hearing from victims, hearing from families who've been impacted by this soft-on-crime policy. You know, it turns out when you don't put bad guys in jail, they do bad things. When you don't lock criminals up, you get more crime. Imagine that. And that is exactly what we're seeing, not only in New York City, but every big city around this country. And it's driven by these left-wing DAs who come in with a political agenda. Instead of focusing on protecting people, families, communities, and small business owners, they're all about politics. And we're seeing it. It's almost like every night now you see some senseless act of violence on our screens that happen on the subway or on a city street. And it's just wrong. And we're going to hear from people who have been impacted, like Mr. Alba, as you mentioned, Miss Brame, who lost a son, a veteran. We're going to hear from Miss Harrison, who was on this network last week, did a great job talking last week about what she's had to experience. And we're going to hear from a Democrat city council member, Democrat, who understands that this shouldn't be partisan. Justice is supposed to be blind, and it's supposed to be about protecting our streets.
Yeah, a lot of Democrats actually voted for Lee Zeldin because of this issue, because everyone in New York is tired of all the crime. What is the goal here? Many of the Democrats are criticizing Republicans for doing this because they say this is about Trump being indicted by Alvin Bragg. But is it as a result of that, or is it to highlight these Democratic-run cities?
It's the latter. And look, we anticipate doing this in other cities. We've talked with the chairman of our crime subcommittee, Mr. Biggs. We anticipate going to other big cities where it's just as bad as it is here in New York City. But I think here, because Mr. Bragg, what he's doing, using federal funds to indict a former president for no crime, and then when we want to talk with someone, he takes us to court. When we want to do our constitutional duty of oversight, he takes us to court for a guy who hasn't worked there in a year. So instead of focusing on what he should be doing, keeping bad guys off the streets, protecting people of this great city, he's focused on politics. So I think there's that contradiction, but it's about the victims, and that's who we'll hear from today.
What can you guys, to kind of follow up on Ainsley's question, what can you guys in Washington, D.C., though, actually do? You can withdraw, I assume, some of those federal funds, but there are many that say, look, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, they democratically vote for these guys who then enact these policies. So in a way, the voter is getting what they've asked for. Yeah, you highlight it and you look at the federal funds issue, but I think I've looked at some of the testimony that Mr. Holden's going to offer. He's going to talk about how you can highlight how bad it is. I mean, think about this fact. 327 individuals have done 6,000 of the theft crimes in this city. Yeah. I mean, they call them theft crimes. We used to call it stealing, taking other people's property. So 327 people, 6,000. That's 20 arrests, but that's 20 times that each of these individuals have done this on average. Well, maybe lock them up after the first or the second or maybe the 19th time so they don't do it the 20th time. But that's what's going on here and in cities all over the country. And it's why, what was the stat I think I saw on your show last week, where it said like 27% of New Yorkers want to move out of the state. They want to move out of here, and it's driven by this crime factor.
If they could, no doubt. Another state that a lot of people are leaving is California. And in large part because of the governance and representative there. One of the reps in the House of Representatives, Ro Khanna, has been talking about Dianne Feinstein and her attendance record and whether she should be replaced. Here's what he said on Fox earlier. Watch.
Well, only in Washington would you get criticized for saying something so obvious. I have a lot of respect for Senator Feinstein, but she's missed 75% of votes this year. She hasn't been showing up, and she has no intention. We don't know if she's even going to show up. She has no return date. In contrast, Senator Fetterman has said that he's going to show back up on April 17th. Governor Newsom can appoint a caretaker. He doesn't have to appoint someone in the current race, and I would support the governor doing that. This has nothing to do with the current race because a caretaker would solve that. This has to do with someone who's just not showing up, and I said out loud what people have been saying in private.
How should this be handled when a member I mean, there's a lot of old folks, especially in the Senate. Fine if you're older, but you got to be able to do the job, too.
Well, you do, but it also sounds to me like the Democrats are trying to cancel Senator Feinstein. I mean, I remember saying this on the House floor a couple years ago. I said the left and the cancel culture, don't think they won't just go after Republicans and conservatives. They'll come after Democrats, too. And it was interesting because it was at that time when in California they decided they were going to take the name off the Dianne Feinstein Elementary School. Remember this? Because of something she said like 30 years ago. So it's no longer named after her. Now they're trying to kick her out of the Senate. Now, I understand she hasn't been there much, but this is a Democrat issue. But the idea they're trying to cancel a senator, it seems to me, is maybe the main takeaway from for the Democrats.
What are you hearing? Is she going to come back soon, though? She has shingles.
Yeah.
So usually you can get rid of that over the course of a few weeks, right?
Yeah, usually you can. I wish her the best. Hope she can come back, and same for Senator Fetterman. But this is the way the Democrats operate.
Really quickly, we'll leave it here. We'll finish where we started. I did hear you say, we all heard you say, you're going to continue these field hearings on crime in big cities across America. Where else will you go?
I think, the logical next place is probably Chicago, but that hasn't been decided yet, but we plan on doing some more.
All right. Chairman Jim Jordan, got a busy day. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.